In the labyrinth of American political scandals, few names evoke as much controversy and speculation as Jeffrey Epstein and Donald Trump. The financier, convicted sex offender, and the former U.S. president have been linked through a decades-long association that has fueled endless speculation, particularly in light of recent claims about compromising photographs. The narrative that Epstein possessed secret photos of Donald Trump with young girls sitting on his lap, allegedly found and potentially explosive enough to force Congress to impeach and remove him, has gripped public attention. This story, rooted in allegations by author Michael Wolff and amplified by social media posts, demands a nuanced exploration. This narrative delves into the origins, implications, and broader context of these claims, weaving together documented facts, public sentiment, and the complex interplay of power, media, and justice. The claim that Jeffrey Epstein possessed compromising photographs of Donald Trump surfaced prominently in late 2024, when Michael Wolff, a controversial journalist and author of Fire and Fury, made explosive remarks on his podcast of the same name. Wolff alleged that Epstein showed him a series of photographs, stored in a safe at Epstein's Palm Beach residence, depicting Trump with young, topless women by a pool in the late 1990s. According to Wolff, some of these images showed the women sitting on Trump's lap, with one particularly vivid description of a photo featuring a telltale stain on Trump's pants, with the women pointing and laughing. These images, Wolff claimed, were likely seized by the FBI during their 2019 raid on Epstein's properties following his arrest on sex trafficking charges. Wolff's allegations were not entirely new. Epstein and Trump's friendship, which spanned the late 1980s to the early 2000s, has long been documented. The two men, both prominent figures in New York and Palm Beach social circles, were photographed together at events, including a 1997 Victoria's Secret Angels party and a 2000 gathering at Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate alongside Melania Knauss and Ghislaine Maxwell. Trump himself described Epstein as a terrific guy in a 2002 New York Magazine interview, noting their shared interest in beautiful women, on the younger side. However, Trump later distanced himself, claiming a falling out around 2004, reportedly over a real estate dispute, and asserting he was not a fan of Epstein after his 2008 conviction. Wolff's claims added a new layer to this narrative, suggesting that Epstein held tangible evidence, photographs, that could implicate Trump in morally or legally compromising situations. The timing of Wolff's podcast, just days before the 2024 U.S. presidential election, led the Trump campaign to dismiss the allegations as blatant election interference and label Wolff a disgraced writer known for fabricating stories. Despite the campaign's rebuttal, the allegations gained traction, particularly after posts on X in 2025 claimed that these secret photos had been found and could lead to Trump's impeachment. The Epstein connection, a tangled web. To understand the weight of these allegations, one must first explore the relationship between Epstein and Trump. Their association began in the late 1980s, when both were fixtures of New York's elite social scene. Epstein, a financier with mysterious wealth, and Trump, a real estate mogul, shared a penchant for luxury and high-profile connections. Flight logs from Epstein's private jet, dubbed the Lolita Express, confirmed Trump flew on it at least 7 times between 1993 and 1997, sometimes with family members. Epstein's Black Book, a contact directory obtained in 2015, listed multiple phone numbers and addresses for Trump, including his Mar-a-Lago estate. The two men partied together at Mar-a-Lago, where a 1992 video captured them joking and pointing at women on the dance floor. In 1993, Epstein reportedly brought his then-girlfriend, Stacey Williams, to Trump's Fifth Avenue penthouse, where she alleged Trump groped her in what she described as a twisted game orchestrated by Epstein. Trump has denied this claim, and no legal action has stemmed from it. Another incident from 1992 involved a calendar girl competition at Mar-a-Lago, organized at Trump's request, where Epstein was a notable guest. Florida businessman George Hourani later recalled warning Trump about Epstein's pursuit of younger women. Despite their documented closeness, Trump claimed in 2019 that he had not spoken to Epstein in 15 years and was unaware of his criminal activities. This distancing coincided with Epstein's 2008 conviction for soliciting prostitution from a minor, for which he served 13 months in a lenient plea deal, and his 2019 arrest on federal sex trafficking charges. Epstein's death in August 2019, officially ruled a suicide, sparked widespread speculation about cover-ups involving powerful figures, including Trump. The alleged photographs, fact or fiction? The heart of the current narrative lies in the photographs Wolff claims to have seen. According to Wolff, these images, taken in the late 1990s at Epstein's Palm Beach home, depicted Trump with young, topless women, some sitting on his lap. The most provocative detail, a photo with a telltale stain on Trump's pants, has been widely cited in media reports and ex-posts. Wolff suggested these photos were stored in Epstein's safe and likely seized by the FBI during their 2019 raid, which uncovered hundreds of photos of girls and young women, but provided no public details about their contents. The FBI's seizure of materials from Epstein's properties is well documented. In July 2019, agents raided his Manhattan mansion and Palm Beach home, collecting hard drives, photos, CDs, and other evidence. However, the agency has released only a fraction of these materials, citing the need to protect victims' identities. Wolff speculated that the photos might still be in FBI possession, possibly withheld due to Trump's influence as president at the time of the raid, when the FBI operated under his Attorney General, Bill Barr. Skeptics, including Trump's campaign, have questioned Wolff's credibility. His books, particularly Fire and Fury, have been criticized for inaccuracies, with former White House Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders calling them tabloid gossip, full of lies. Wolff claims to have 100 hours of taped conversations with Epstein, but has released only a 1-minute snippet discussing Trump's management style, not the photographs. This lack of concrete evidence has led some to dismiss the allegations as sensationalism, especially given Wolff's history of provocative claims. The role of social media and public sentiment. The narrative gained new life in 2025 through posts on X, which claimed that Epstein's secret photos of Trump with young girls had been found and could prompt Congress to impeach and remove him. These posts, shared by accounts like Politvid Channel and @soy_alerts, garnered significant attention, reflecting the polarized nature of online discourse. Some users framed the allegations as definitive proof of Trump's misconduct, while others dismissed them as recycled smears lacking evidence. The timing, mid-2025, during Trump's second term, added fuel to the speculation, as political opponents seized on the claims to question his fitness for office. Social media has long amplified Epstein-related controversies, often blurring the line between fact and fiction. For example, manipulated images purporting to show Trump with Epstein and young girls have circulated since at least 2019. A 2019 photo falsely depicted Epstein with Trump and his then 11-year-old daughter Ivanka, created by superimposing Epstein's image onto a 1993 photo. Another image, shared in 2023 and 2025, showed Trump dancing with a teenage girl, falsely claimed to be on Epstein's private island, but was debunked as AI-generated. These fabricated visuals underscore the challenge of separating truth from misinformation in the Epstein-Trump narrative. Elon Musk's public feud with Trump in June 2025 further amplified the allegations. After resigning from his role in Trump's administration, Musk posted on X that Trump was in the Epstein files and that their non-release was due to his involvement. Musk provided no evidence, and Trump dismissed him as a man who has lost his mind. The spat, rooted in disagreements over fiscal policy, reignited public interest in the Epstein files, with some allegations about the photographs. The Epstein files and government transparency. The so-called Epstein files have been a focal point of public intrigue since his 2019 arrest. These files, comprising flight logs, contact lists, court records, and other materials, document Epstein's activities and associations with high-profile figures. In January 2024, a federal judge unsealed documents from a 2015 defamation lawsuit against Ghislaine Maxwell, Epstein's associate, who is serving a 20-year sentence for sex trafficking. In February 2025, Attorney General Pamela Bondi released the first phase of declassified Epstein files, approximately 200 pages, which included previously leaked documents but no mention of the alleged Trump photographs. In July 2025, the Department of Justice announced it would not release additional Epstein files, citing that further disclosure was not appropriate or warranted. This decision sparked criticism from those demanding transparency, with some alleging a cover-up to protect powerful figures like Trump. Bondi's office stated that no client list or evidence of blackmail existed in the released documents, but the withholding of thousands of pages fueled speculation about what remains hidden. The lack of public access to the full Epstein files has allowed narratives like Wolff's to flourish. Without concrete evidence, such as the photographs themselves, the allegations remain in the realm of speculation. The FBI's refusal to comment on Wolff's claims, coupled with the agency's history of withholding Epstein-related materials, has only deepened public skepticism. Political implications, impeachment and removal. The claim that Epstein's photographs could force Congress to impeach and remove Trump hinges on several factors. First, the photos would need to exist and be publicly released with verifiable authenticity. Second, they would need to depict behavior egregious enough to warrant impeachment, which requires a high crime or misdemeanor under the U.S. Constitution. Third, the political will in Congress, particularly in a potentially Republican-controlled House and Senate, would need to align against Trump, a tall order given his enduring influence within the party. Impeachment is a political process, not a legal one, and Trump's two prior impeachments, 2019 and 2021, demonstrate the difficulty of achieving conviction in the Senate, which requires a two-thirds majority. The allegations, as described by Wolff, involve morally questionable behavior but lack evidence of criminality. Even if the photos exist, their impact would depend on their content and context. For example, if the women were underage and the photos suggested illegal activity, the legal and political ramifications could be severe. However, Wolff described the women as young and of uncertain age, leaving room for ambiguity. Public reaction, as seen on X, suggests a polarized response. Supporters of Trump dismissed the allegations as politically motivated, pointing to the lack of evidence and Wolff's questionable credibility. Critics, meanwhile, view the claims as consistent with Epstein's documented exploitation of young women and Trump's known association with him. The absence of the photos in the public domain, combined with the Justice Department's decision to halt further disclosures, makes impeachment based on these allegations unlikely without new, concrete evidence. The broader context, power, privilege, and accountability. The Epstein-Trump narrative is more than a single allegation, it reflects broader themes of power, privilege, and accountability. Epstein's ability to operate a sex trafficking network for years, allegedly involving high-profile figures, raises questions about systemic failures in law enforcement and the influence of wealth. His 2008 plea deal, which allowed him to serve just 13 months with work release, has been criticized as a miscarriage of justice, with a federal judge ruling in 2019 that it violated victims' rights. Trump's association with Epstein, while not evidence of wrongdoing, underscores the challenges of holding powerful figures accountable. The allegations, even if unproven, tap into public distrust of elites, a sentiment amplified by Epstein's connections to figures like Bill Clinton, Prince Andrew, and others named in court documents. The persistent secrecy surrounding the Epstein files, coupled with manipulated images and unverified claims, creates a fertile ground for conspiracy theories, as seen in Musk's accusations and X posts. Wolff's claims also highlight the role of media in shaping narratives. His decision to reveal the alleged photos on a podcast, rather than through a verifiable source, reflects the blurred line between journalism and sensationalism. The lack of released tapes or images leaves the public to weigh his word against Trump's denials, a dynamic complicated by Wolff's controversial reputation. Conclusion. The narrative surrounding Epstein's alleged photos of Donald Trump with young girls is a complex tapestry of fact, speculation, and political maneuvering. While the claims, as articulated by Michael Wolff and amplified on X, have captured public imagination, they remain unsubstantiated without the release of the photographs or corroborating evidence. The documented history of Trump and Epstein's friendship, combined with the financier's criminal activities, lends plausibility to the allegations but does not confirm them. The FBI's possession of materials from Epstein's safe, the secrecy of the Epstein files, and the polarized political climate keep the story alive, but the path to impeachment and removal remains speculative without concrete proof. This saga underscores the challenges of navigating truth in an era of misinformation, where manipulated images and unverified claims can overshadow documented facts. As the public awaits further disclosures, the Epstein-Trump narrative serves as a reminder of the enduring power of scandal to shape perceptions of leadership and accountability. Whether the alleged photos exist or not, their specter continues to haunt the intersection of politics, media, and justice.